bro.
Juggler Games CEO Mikołaj Pawłowski எங்கயா இருக்க? இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆளத்தான் இத்தனை நாள் தேடிட்டு இருந்தன்ற மாதிரி இருக்குல்ல bro?
Okay, he's Mikołaj Pawłowski. Welcome. Vanakkam, Nicholas. Okay, he's Mikołaj Pawłowski. Okay, how will you welcome in your language?
Dzień dobry.
What? Repeat, I want. Dzień dobry. Okay, what's the time right now? Because I'm in India, you are in Warsaw, I guess, Poland.
Yeah, Warsaw, Poland. It's 3 p.m. So it's an
Okay.
afternoon, and we're doing some stuff.
Okay.
Working, but yeah, I have a little break for interview with you.
Okay. Now it's here 7:30 p.m. night. It's actually 4
It's an
hours.
evening, yeah.
4 hours delay.
It's like this, you know.
Yes.
Sun goes from the west to the east.
And how's the
From
climate?
the east to the west.
Yes, east to the west. How's the climate there in Poland? It's now currently.
No snow, unfortunately. It's like 5 degrees outside, so yeah, and like 1,000 shades of gray. So no blue stuff, only gray one, and no sun. But yeah, it's as usual. It's winter.
Okay. Here summer has been started, and I want to know about Warsaw. Why the city has named as Warsaw? Any history behind it?
There are some legends about Warsaw. There is a legend about the Wars and Sawa, because it's Warszawa in Polish. So it's Wars and Sawa, two brothers or something like that, as I remember. It was like in a preschool, the legend was told, so I don't exactly remember.
Okay, let's get into the topic. What inspired you to make My Memory of Us, the game?
The history of war in Warsaw, actually. So, and, some of our ancestors' stories that we heard, that we understood, and we wanted to share it a bit with the world and do some stuff to promote it. Like we have the ghetto uprising over there. We had the fairy tale about the robots and kids that was connected to the events that happened in Warsaw. So that's actually part of it is our own stories from the families, like this guy on the beginning giving the donuts to the kids. It's actually my family story that there was I had a sister of my great grandmother who she actually gave donuts every Thursday to homeless kids for free. So yeah, that's why you don't pay in this of the game. You just take the donut. So yeah.
I can get them.
Of the story, of course, it's an allegory of everything, but yeah, that was the idea of some of the elements that we.
It's really great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in Poland, World War II and ghetto and all the stuff is still living in our minds. So we wanted to do something to promote it all over the world as we could.
Okay. Actually, I heard it. Actually, it will be part of the crew. In your crew, many of the heard that stories, and it is the part of the game, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of elements that was actually happening, like the red folks that start to be marked as a red folks is connected to Jews band on the wrist. So everyone will see that they are different or they need to be treated differently. So yeah, those are allegories of all real events that took place. Even the parade of robots inside Warsaw was actually one of the elements that happened. Like Germans, when entered the city, of course, a little bit afterwards, they made a parade in Warsaw as a victory parade. So yeah, the robots actually did that.
Whoa, is it? Actually, many of them didn't know, I guess. Especially in Asian countries, they may be not aware of it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially Asian countries who actually have a knowledge of the World War II going on the India Sea and Chinese Sea and stuff like that, Pacific.
Exactly.
And of course, for Europe, it's obvious because we lived in this area, and the history of that times are quite vivid in our thoughts and memories.
Yes, I can understand. Okay. Okay. What was the most impactful player response you ever heard from my memory of this game?
That's really hard one. I think most of the impactful stuff that we had, like most touching things that we received after release, soon after release, was kids' drawings of our main protagonists. So main characters was drawn by little kids, like 5 or 7, that they liked the characters and they drew us on the paper their version of a girl and a boy. It was so sweet. Of course, the engagement of some of the streamers, most of them, like, I loved to see how people played, especially on the ending, and seeing what's going on the end, and those touching moments where some of the streamers just start crying, or they needed a break, so they break the stream just to get back in 5 minutes or something to put themselves back together, because emotionally it was exactly what we wanted to receive. Like those emotions are real and a little bit overwhelming sometimes for some people. And if you go to memory pieces, the extra content that we added, there are stories of real people that actually lived in Warsaw, and not only in Warsaw, in Poland, and their stories as well. For example, Janusz Korczak, which was the owner of the orphanage inside the ghetto. So he went with the orphans to concentration camp and died over there. So he was with the kids till the end.
Okay. It's really too great. Actually, if the protagonist haven't met them again in their elder age, it would be hurted us too bad, I guess. Final, you gave a good ending. It gave us some relief, I guess.
That was actually the whole idea, to start over in, let's say, 80s or 90s in the New York, and tell the story as a fairy tale to young protagonists in the nowadays, by the grandpa. So yeah.
Yes. Actually, what in the pre-climax, where they come to adopt the girl protagonist, where that boy sacrifices everything for her, he will turn into red. Then he will be pushing her. That was so brave. Oh, I can't explain.
Yeah, it was like he knew that he will be. For sure, he will be good. Like he can handle himself, and she lost more. Firstly, on the beginning of the game, he actually was alone. So afterwards, he knew he will handle everything by himself, and she always had a grandpa. So, and he's lost. So he knew that he needed to sacrifice himself.
It's what was magnificent.
Yeah, you need to have some cliffhanger. You need to have something emotional on the ending, and it wouldn't be so impactful if she had tell him like go. To be honest, as I actually I saw I just saw the series of the movies on I think on Disney Channel.
Okay.
We were lucky, which is
Okay.
which is a story of a Jew family from Poland,
Okay.
from Radom as well, and they were separated through a whole war, and their story was that they actually met after the war in Brazil, everyone. So they were lucky ones. Like if whole family of Jews actually survived World War II, it's a kind of miracle. So we wanted to, show everyone that okay, she is painted red. She is chosen to be painted red. So she is actually in more danger than he will be. Like he can change for her. Like start to take like in the series, he kind of faked his identity
Yes.
by
Exactly.
painting himself red
Yes.
to get to her, but
Correct.
he can actually redraw himself to be with his own papers and his own identity back,
Okay.
so he won't be so in danger in those days. So he knew he will be all right. She need to go. She need to get out of the area that is not exactly the best idea to be, and he could actually survive this horrors.
Okay. Exactly the photos they have, that will be a great sequence. They will tear it off and they will take the off, and it will be very good. And especially the composer who composed that music and BGM, it was chanceless. It was so good. At the end, the granddaughter will push both the protagonists, right? So the photos get attached. The scene was really top notch.
Touching, yeah.
Yes, true.
It was touching. That was actually one of the last ideas that we had. Like, okay, just connecting the picture. It's not working. We need to do something. We need to do something that we actually done already, and to give some extra emotions. Your choice as a player, there is no choice, but you do the action. You force them to connect. So that's actually the intended idea, to give you more emotions on the ending.
Okay, it's okay. Let's move to the next question. If you could go back in time and give advice to your team before starting the developing My Memory of Us, what it would be? Anything?
That's
I guess you didn't expect this kind of question.
no, it's like what to do. What to do if I would need to redo My Memory of Us, kind of, or be on a beginning of with the knowledge I have already.
Okay.
I would probably highly consider making it a cooperation version. Not only single player, but cooperation for the split screen or whatever with the other player, which we were approached with the idea, but we was like, yeah, but we have like half of the game already done, and it's mainly streamlined for the single player, and we don't have idea how to
Yes, I can understand.
with the cooperation. But in my head, I would be like, yeah, just do it. Just get everything to the scratch. Leave the story, but recreate the gameplay for the cooperation mode.
Okay. Let's move to the next question. can you share any deleted scene or any deleted feature which is not in the final version of the game?
Master? Nah, there wasn't any of the.
Any deleted?
Yeah, there was something that we actually didn't put in the gameplay. There was a lot of stuff that we actually didn't put into the game. The ideas was to, use the fishing pools or something like that. Catching a siren. Siren is a sign of war. So kind of to get her to give you a wish or something like that. But that doesn't match the information that we wanted to add. So yeah, we actually put that aside. It wasn't truly gameplay ready, and it was like, we have even the easier stuff would be possibly better information to do so. So yeah, we cut some stuff, not the story, but we cut some stuff from the gameplay. It's not like scenes or something like that. It's mainly a gameplay ideas that on paper sounds good, but when you try to play it, it sounds like it feels like, does it? No, just throw it away.
Okay. I think you felt it was an unnecessary, so you removed it.
Yeah. It's not like there are some scenes that were cut out. I think there could be more of some stuff, but limitation of the budget and stuff like that didn't help. For sure, My Memory of Us is a success because we released it. That was our first game. It wasn't actually first game as a studio, because I have 18 years of experience working previously in some other companies and stuff like that. It wasn't a success financially, but it was a success to reach out to the players, and some of them actually still remember. Okay, Juggler Games, those guys from the Red Coat Girl and this funny boy or something like that. But yeah, that's the idea of success. Is it a financial success or recognition success? So as a recognition, we had a success. As financially, not necessarily. So we're still looking for the financial success, working on the other titles. Like we working on Tarnished Blood, which is boss fight, time manipulation, turn-based game, and now we're looking into other game that we're developing is The Whims of the Gods. Which is cooperation city builder, of course, for single players as well. But yeah, we're still looking for this financial success to try to go forward with new of the story-driven elements, like, for example, My Memory of Us 2, which will, I don't know, give you some glimpse. The idea was to get more into after Ghetto Uprising events, because the Ghetto Uprising was in 1943, I think, or 4. And you still have 2 years of the war in Poland. So actually he could go forward with a new character and try to go forward with the story of the war.
But you had some idea for My Memory of Us 2.
Oh, we have a lot of them.
Wow. It's enough for me, it's enough. But sure, your upcoming game will give a financial success to you, but I have to share few words for you. Don't worry about My Memory of Us, that it didn't reach your expectation in financially. Your game is in my heart, man. Don't even forget it. Whenever I have played nearly 50 to 100 indie games, but wherever I go to another co-streamer's YouTube broadcast, first I'll suggest them, you can play My Memory of Us. That game really, not only my heart, more than 1,000 to 10,000 people.
Yes, recognizably, and it touched hearts of many, even those streamers I mentioned that started to cry or just couldn't even read the last parts of the memories that we put inside her, because they started to understand that it's not exactly a fairy tale, but it's a story of real people inside the game, connected to the heroes of the war. So that was something. Yeah, that was emotionally touching, and I know that we have some people that actually watching us. Is there will be something more for My Memory of Us too. We thought about the Kickstarter of My Memory of Us too, but it's still like it's a big risk, you know.
Yes, I can understand.
And the development is starting to like it's not cost free, and on Kickstarter you mainly do some marketing of the game itself, so
promotion
to showcase, promotion. None of the studios actually looking for $10,000 or something like that won't be able to actually finance the project from $10,000, even $100,000. It's too little to make something as unique as we did, and there was like 700 animation or something like that. I actually did that with my friend. There were like 4 gigabytes of hand-drawn elements of the environment. If we would go forward with the 3D, we would need to recreate a lot of stuff. So those aren't for $10,000. So even if I would go to India and say, hey, you have $10,000 to make this game together, just do it. It won't be possible for those kind of money. So Kickstarter, in my opinion, is mainly not for the development. It's mainly for the marketing. It's good, and it's sometimes like can finance small dev projects like solo dev or something. That's true, but most of the cases it's marketing plus a little bit extra on selling on the upfront, you know. And costs of this kind of game that we would love to do with My Memory of Us 2 or something like that, because we need to have some kind of upgrade of the engine, some kind of upgrade of everything. It's a little bit out of range, especially when you don't have a financial success on the first one. Most of the investors are like, yeah, but you didn't pay out from the first one, so why do you want to do the second one, you know? So
yes, even Ubisoft recently released a Prince of Persia, and they don't want to make a sequel for it. They done a platformer game, right? Because of the financial issue. If we release a part 2 and no one will look into part 1, they gave a statement like that.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh yeah, I would love to do My Memory of Us 2. It's crawling in my head for like 6 years already. Firstly, we wanted to do something else. Now we have a little bit different idea how to evolve with a gameplay a little bit. But yeah, that's something that we have only in heads and maybe some prototypes. But yeah, nothing else.
Next question. In this vast gaming industry, how was your challenge? What are the challenges you had faced as an indie game studio?
That depends. That depends on the year. For example, in 2016 or 16, 17, when we start to look for the publisher, that was hard already. Nowadays, it's even harder. Like, let's say in 2018, if I'm not wrong, it was like 8,000 games released on Steam, and still already released like 16,000 games on Steam. And this year only, it was nearly 19,000. So it's about 60 games a day. 60 games a day gives you a little bit of problem for visibility. The regular informations, like regular approach to the marketing, actually doesn't work anymore. The only thing that still have impact is influencers. Yeah, of course, the commercials like ads in the Reddit or Facebook or something gives you some push, but it's really small, and the marketing budget need to be tripled in every aspect to get the same results that you done in 2018, for example. So everything is always, unfortunately, about the money. So if you don't have money to go with full marketing, you won't be able to get to the audience. If you don't get to the audience, you won't sell. If you don't sell, you don't have any possibility to do next game or something like that. So most challenging is actually the financial element of the industry, especially for the indie devs. Of course, there are solo indie devs that have actual job that they can sustain their life and eat and sleep and have a roof over their head, and they're doing their own game. That sometimes happens. But if you want to do something at least nearly as My Memory of Us, it's impossible to do with one person. Maybe when you're, one-man army and you don't sleep and stuff like that. But that's possible, probably, because Meat Boy was, we always want to talk about the success, which are the unicorns, For example, let's say Manor Lord. Manor Lord, as promoted, it's one-man army that actually done that game and whatever, sold 3 million copies and stuff like that. But he did that on his free time, working in corporation, so he had money to live and even to have vacations, because I know this guy, and it took him like 8 years. Then the publisher approached him, not the other way around. So that actually was a little bit of luck, a lot of determination on his side, like 8 years working on something. You understand the idea. You don't play the other games, you just do your game for 8 years every evening or something like that. So imagine how much work it actually was. Even if you were like spending 2 hours a day for 8 years, it is a tremendous amount of time that you spend. So yeah, even then, you cannot be sure that it would be a success. So we love to speak about the unicorns that we have on the market, but for one unicorn there are thousands that actually didn't release at all, or even if they release, they aren't able to go forward with the community items or stuff like that. So if there are some analysts that actually look into what games were released, how it's going, and stuff like that, year by year, the average of sold copies goes down, and the limitations like visibility is a main issue for most of the indie game devs. From the other perspective, only 25% of the 19,000 games that were released on Steam crossed the line where they are able to give players the community items, achievements, and stuff like that, which is about 2,000 copies. So 2,000 copies 25% of those 19,000, only those 25% sold more than 2,000 copies. And if you think of it, like, okay, 2,000 copies, even if the game is for $10, so it's $20,000. So $20,000 minus taxes, minus Steam fee starts to be like 12,000. Is it much?
Yes.
No.
Of course it's not.
So is it sustainable for living? Even in India, like $12,000 most probably will give you like, I don't know, maybe 2 years of sustainable living.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
So yeah, but in Poland, it will give you like half a year, maybe, for one person.
Man.
So yeah, that's something a little bit different. But yeah, the most challenging stuff over now is a lot of problems with the visibility. I see that people actually have a lot of ad blockers. So even on mobiles, they start to have ad blockers. So even if you spend money on the commercials, like ads in the social medias, and they cost more and more each year, because I remember in 2018, cost per click. So if you clicked the ad and stuff like that, it was like 1 cent, something like 1 cent. Now it's 8.
Okay.
At least. So even 40 cents or something like that now, and the movement of everyone clicking or doing something else, it's going down. So I think we are overwhelmed with the information itself. The idea how to promote the game is really hard now, because you need to find the audience. Of course, from the other perspective, you can go to the Reddit and try to go forward with promotion, but then you sometimes are pointed like, yeah, go to hell, you're a developer, we don't want to see ads on the Reddit, we hate developers, yeah, just go fuck yourself, don't promote your stuff on this Reddit, we are not here to be approached by the developers to trying to sell us something. So like that kind of approach sometimes hurts a lot, but obviously you don't need to take it too much to yourself. Those people are frustrated sometimes. Those people are not necessarily, maybe you just don't want to go forward with, you need to watch out. And each subreddit has its own rules, own thing. And it took me like 4 hours to post 3 sentences on one of the Reddits, because I didn't understand the rules and what's going on over there and why they're blocking the post that I wanted to put, and it's madness. So yeah,
it's really frustrating.
It's frustrating sometimes. Like, getting to the audience is most problematic thing, and as an indie studio or dev or whatever, you not only need to have idea for the game, you don't need to have only a project done. You need to reach to the audience, otherwise you won't be able to sell a shit.
Okay.
So that's the most problematic stuff, and big YouTubers and even small YouTubers start to like, we want to be paid for what we're doing, and sometimes it's a really huge pile of money, sometimes, of course, because they are approached a lot, in my opinion at least, so what I see. Some of the influencers are approached by the corporations, and the corporations paying them a shitload of money that indie devs cannot afford at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really tricky to even get in touch with them. But of course, it sometimes happens. Like on Tarnished Blood, one of the YouTubers that have 1 million plus subscribers just took the game and played it. It of course boosted the sales, but yeah, that's something that is unpredictable.
Okay, so luck and money plays an important role, right? In if I have to create an indie game studio or form it.
Yes, but you need a lot of passion and a need of you're in a need of constant communication, to be honest. When we try, even we have ideas how to connect with the people, we have ideas how to engage them. Sometimes we try, it doesn't work, so we need to find another solution and another and another and another. And to be honest, most of the developers are introverts. They hate people. They don't want to interact with people. So you just wanted to create your art piece and put it out. Like, let someone else do the marketing, which is not exactly a best idea, because you are only the person who actually had an idea, who actually can describe what it is. Most of the indie devs getting into their head what the people actually thinking outside of the yeah, it's simple, you should understand it, I worked on it like half a year and this tutorial is perfect. No, it isn't. Just start to listen to people. Like, if they say I don't understand, it's not like you done the great job, you done everything you could, but you're so focused on the project and everything inside, and you know everything inside. So you need to do a playtest, you need to engage with the people that willing to play your game. And of course, visibility on Steam and other medias are quite important. But yeah, showcase your game everywhere you can, and every time just approach your friends if they wanted to play, if they are players, show them what you done, not cook it inside your own jar and try to go outside. Yeah, this is a financial success, this will be a financial success. Like, yeah.
Okay, currently how many of them are working in your studio, Juggler Games?
It's about 20 people. Yeah, we're working on 2 projects, looking forward to sign another one to work on. But yeah, it's about 20 people on board in working on those 2 projects, but we have a lot of friends that we worked with, and we know each other for years, so it's rather dependent on how big the budget are and how we can use the best people we have contact to. So yeah, that's always changing. Like, yeah, we started as 2 guys, but 3 guys actually, but afterwards it was 10, then we moved to be even 20 something, it was 30 even in one point, but now it's about 20. Working on 2 projects, and we're looking forward for the next project that will be able to sustain this amount of money, this amount of people on the studio. Hoping to, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Next question. It's not part of the question that I have prepared. Did you think is gaming industry going to its downfall? Because in my community, many people have started talking about end of gaming. So, what's your thought on it?
That depends how you describe gaming itself. Most of the games played are on mobile. Those are free to play.
Yeah.
So that depends. This is, for me, it's like downhill of the PC gaming, but not necessarily. Like, it's not it's not so easy as it was, but still, it's not going downhill. Like it's harder and harder each year, but as the charts globally, analytics and stuff like that shows you, there are more and more players each year. It's not like there are less. They're spending less on the projects or something like that. The market is still growing. In my opinion, it's like people who play more, like I was a gamer from 90s kind of, so it's about 35 years or something. Yeah, 35 years already. So it's a little bit different for me because I don't have time already. I'm now I'm 40, so I don't have as much time as I would love to have for playing. So I just pick one game that I would love to play and just play it for half of the year. Like in my 20s, I could buy like 5 and play all of them in months. So it's a little bit different approach. And in my opinion, the younger generation, like 20s and 30s, they have a different approach because they were raised with different games that were available for them. So, so it's hard to say what will happen. Roblox probably is a kind of environment that you, in my opinion, it's not exactly a game. It looks like it's a social media platform for the other generation than me. I don't understand it, but it's rather the social platform than a game itself. But from the other perspective, it's exactly what they are like raised with. So they are expecting to have something similar within all the games they are trying to approach. That's why probably the sandboxes are kind of multiplayer sandboxes are actually the place that they would love to go. I think there will be a little bit branching to MMORPGs that was really popular in late 90s, and they will boom again, in my opinion. The single player games has a more problems than it was because those players are older and older, so they have less time. And those raised on Roblox would love to have MMO, so to have an interactions with their friends in the game. And those are freaking expensive. It's not expensive, it's freaking expensive to do that. Indie dev actually can do that, but it will be buggy, glitchy, and don't look at all.
Yes, exactly. And I think current generation, they're not playing games alone. They want someone, they want their friends, they want to play with some strangers, but they won't play alone. So I think single player games may get affected.
Of course they will be, but they won't disappear. As I mentioned, like in 2018, we had like 8,000 games released on Steam. Now we have 19,000. Still, it's huge amount, like double the thing. And it's not necessarily the ideal situation, but still, most of those games aren't multiplayer or cooperation. Of course, for the investors now, it's like you need to have interaction with other players. I would love to do interaction like Roblox, but this is a tremendous amount of work to be done to do so. So it's really hard to find someone to invest like $10 million to try to do one MMO, and maybe it will blow up or not. From the other perspective, the previous MMOs that was in 2000s and late 90s or whatever was based on subscription. no one now want to go with a subscription. Like,
Yes.
you won't pay $20 every month to play the game. It's actually you do, but you don't realize it. Like, you're paying the Microsoft for Xbox Pass,
Yes,
for example,
Xbox.
and you play any game you want. But doing it for only one game, not a harsh one. From the other perspective, the infrastructure to play your game is actually quite costly. It doesn't go down; it's just going up.
Yes.
So that's why in Roblox you have a lot of microtransactions to all of this stuff. But Roblox was created like mad for a lot of time. It's not like it was just clicking and everything was done. They were working on it a lot of years. So to recreate it as a 10 people, 20 people company is nearly impossible. Or you need a lot of money to invest into it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a downhill of the games. It just changes. Every time it's changing. I'm terrified at what will happen with the current generation as I see them, like 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds that actually plays on mobile from the first thing that they remember. What were you playing? Something on my mobile phone that parents gave me just for me to be quiet. That will be terrifying. And most of the mobile games, unfortunately, are kind of dopamine addiction. So you have a constant reward. And to recreate this kind of stuff in a single player or even in a multiplayer, for me, it's like, come on, just let me play. Just stop spamming me with those rewards and whatever. I just want to play. Stop it. But for the younger people, it's like kind of necessarily. It's kind of like in social media. Why the social media are so, addictive? Because you have a constant dopamine. Yeah, but it gives you emotions.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
why I wanted to do My Memory of Us, to gives you emotion. And it kind of helped, but we had a problem that some of the players was like, yeah, this is a kid's game, I won't play it. Maybe it was too, not adult friendly or more visual for the kids than it should be. But still, I think we done a great job and it looks awesome. So those puzzles are quite easy. Of course, one of them was my idea to make the element of the mathematic orphanage. Because of the you need to add first.
That boards. Exactly, got it.
Yeah, there was an argument actually in the internet, like, it's a bad answer. You not properly added and stuff like that. Yeah, of course. Information about that, you need to be sure what you're doing. Mathematics has their orders and rules, and you need to follow them. Not doing from left to the right or right to the left. Just follow the rules that are applying to over there, and the answer is correct.
Yes, but for us it was too interesting to solve the puzzles because we are not focusing on puzzle games mostly. So My Memory of Us puzzle was quite interesting for us. Okay, next question. Your favorite game and what will be which game studio you want to get collaborate if possible? Your favorite game and which studio you will get collaborate if it is possible?
That's a really hard one because my favorite game, it depends, because I have as well, I have some dopamine addiction problem. So of course one of my favorite series of the games are of course Battlefield. So yeah, that's something that gives me dopamine and adrenaline, and of course a frustration. But those are this is one of my favorite games, like series. But from other perspective, it's not like this is the only one. If I have time and possibility, I go forward with some like not simulators, like Transport Fever 2, Transport Tycoon Deluxe, and all the elements of the surprise, like some of the rail management things. That's the calming me down stuff. So I have a favorite game nearly in every genre. So I love God of War. That's my favorite in action. I love Battlefield. That's my favorite shooters. I love Transport Fever 2 and 1 for the tycoons. I love, for example, Banished for the creation of the city and stuff like that. But it's not like I'm closed to any other game. So it's not possible to just point you with one game that is my favorite. It depends how many hours I spent on it or whatever. I love Fallout games, but that doesn't give me any answer. And the other one, what game I would love to collaborate with? For my memory of us, I would love to collaborate with Ubisoft and Violent Hearts. Violent Hearts is actually Ubisoft. It's not exactly,
no one will trust and accept
company,
it.
But it's Ubisoft. So I would love to collaborate with the creators of Violent Hearts. That's for sure. As to Tarnished Blood, I would love to collaborate with someone with roguelike games that is a little bit different. They are not in a video game industry, but the game was a little bit based on Kingdom Death Monster board game. So I'd love to collaborate with them, but it's not exactly the ideal situation over there. For the Weeps of the Gods, I would love to collaborate with Manor Lords or something like that. But it depends on the situation and on market, and it's really sometimes hard to choose who you would love to work with. And I love to work with developers. I know a bunch of them. And sometimes I'm trying to convince them, like, hey, let's do something together. And then we realize that we have a bunch of stuff to do, and getting to a collaboration is always like, hey, what I will have a benefit, how will I benefit from this? But this year, like 2024, I started to see that not only developers start to collaborate, publishers start to collaborate with each other. So that shows that actually the industry is starting to be harder. And some of the people start to think like, yeah, we need to collaborate with each other to get the better rates of selling, rates of whatever, to try to do next games, because it starts to be really crowded. But yeah.
Okay.
I would love to have unlimited budget for the marketing, collaborate with Civilization or even Kingdom Come 2, whatever. But yeah, that's a big companies, and it's really, really hard to get to them.
Okay. You told that you may like to collaborate with publishers too. So name which publishers, do you have any names?
Yeah, that depends on the situation. Of course, I like Hooded Horse, which is the best indie publisher now, in my opinion. Of course, Devolver Digital is still a big thing, and in my opinion, they will get from the point that they are to be as good as they were, and they are still good, but they start to work together with others, and they start to be more open. So yeah, I love that the publishers start to, you know, talk with each other, talk with the developers more, just to approach them like, hey guys, what you doing? Yeah, we didn't took your game last year or something, but are you cooking anything else or what's going on and stuff like that. So they are easier to approach. Not necessarily you will be chosen and stuff like that, because to be honest, let's see, like there is 1,000 or maybe 2,000 like publishers on the world. Yeah. So and 19,000 games released. So they would need to take like 10 games at least. Yeah, every one of them would need to release yearly 10 games, which is impossible for them as well. So that's really, really hard. So yeah, they need to choose, and they have 4, 5, maybe 6 slots for the games. So yeah.
Okay, the next question. If you want to release My Memory of Us in a different medium other than game, for example, books or movies, which will you prefer and why?
For sure, that would be a movie, cartoon, or whatever. That's why this is a visual issue. You know, I love books, but mainly to listen to them. And telling this kind of story in the book, in my opinion, isn't so vivid. You know, it would be really hard to go forward with some of the explanation of the events that took place. Of course, there are some, you know, books about the stories about World War II, and there are a bunch of them. Of course, there are lots of movies over there about the World War II as well. But in my opinion, the movie would be better idea for this kind of story, because it's visually connected with the fairy tale itself.
Exactly. Actually, after completing My Memory of Us game, I searched the whole internet for looking for buying collector's edition physical copy, not digital copy, because I like to have a physical copy, but it's not available in India.
It was available for the Nintendo, actually. There were like 500 copies of physical version of it with art book inside, and but it was only for Nintendo, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next question. Just imagine what will be any alternative ending you will be having for My Memory of Us. If you have, just imagine and tell.
Oh my god, that's a hard one. You know, because from the beginning there wasn't any alternative version of the ending. That wasn't possible, to be honest. That was from the first meeting with my friends that we started the Juggler Games. We knew we wanted to do a game about like fairy tale about the events in Warsaw, and we knew that we will need to have a reunion of the characters afterwards. So there wasn't any argue about any alternative situation, and I cannot even imagine the alternative version of the ending. To be honest, it's like no, there isn't any.
Your mindset has been fixed.
No. It's nearly impossible. Maybe the alternative could be like, yeah, both of the characters die, but that would be too harsh. So no, we didn't want to do that. It will be a little bit like in Games of Thrones. You know, you start to be connected with the characters and they just die. But that would be harsh as hell. So no.
Why there was no name for the two protagonists? They didn't have any name. And you can keep some name right now. Just imagine it.
I don't know, really. I don't know, really. I always was. It will always was a girl in a red coat and from the Schindler List, and young boy. It wasn't any idea. Of course, there was some ideas to give them names, but it was like, nah, nothing fits too good. It's better to be a boy and a girl. That will be better.
It was really good. Good decision too. Okay. And I want you to share a update which you told about the Tamil language. Please, you can share now.
Oh yeah. You mentioned that you would love to see the game in your language, so we thought like, there isn't too many texts to be translated, so we could go to one of the web pages that helps you with translations. I don't know if they have actually your language, which is, sorry, Tamil language, but it helps with the community to add the language. Like I give them like CS file, so the Excel file kind of, and then a community can translate those texts into their language. You mentioned that you haven't seen any game in your language actually, kind of. So I thought like, why not to use Localizer and try to go forward with something new for My Memory of Us and add language as we added Ukrainian lately, because we have one of the workers approached me like, hey, I can translate those texts, can we update the game? And I was like, why not? I will give you the Excel and just translate it, we'll see what happens. So we ducked out all the files. So we actually can do that, and we can put the Excel files to Localizer, and I will be able to give you the link probably. You just need to set it up, and the community can actually try to help with translations. It's not so big as Tarnished Blood. Tarnished Blood is 25,000 words, and I think My Memory of Us is 3,000 or something like that.
Yes.
Much less translations, and it's not so complicated. So with the help of the community, we can actually add a bunch of languages. We actually get after the release, we had we were approached by community members via email those days, not Discord or anything else. That they will love to translate it to their language, like Turkish, like Hebrew, like Arabic or whatever. And we actually used it in the game, and that's something that we can try to do.
Actually, I didn't had this idea in my mind, but you only gave this idea. We can, it was a good idea. We can include Tamil in our game, and it was really good actually.
It's actually something that we could try to do. I will need to check the Localizer and see if they are able to add your language as a different one, or I will try to approach it a little bit differently.
And actually, many Tamil games are now, development has been started. Many Tamil indie studios has been formed in recent days. Here also Tamil games are on the process. Recently, Colony and horror game has been released. And a game based on our culture is they're releasing in future. So many Tamil games are getting developed. Yes, and I want to give shout out to few people who have streamed My Memory of Us in our community. So Gamers View, my friend Yuvan, and Manguni Gamer, he's Vimal, and they both trusted me and streamed My Memory of Us, and they totally liked the game. And my friend Game STD Tamil, his name is Prabhakaran, and he was along with me when I was streaming My Memory of Us, and he made a video about history, Easter eggs and facts on My Memory of Us game. And I would also like to thank him. I will send the link to you also. And I got a new friend in our Tamil community because of My Memory of Us game. Because simultaneously one more streamer, his name is Mobius Gaming. He was also streamed the game simultaneously when I had been streaming. So he was also currently in touch with me. So I would like to thank them all and thank you for joining Nicholas to the interview I have called. And I am waiting for My Memory of Us too. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To be honest.
Yes. Thank you, man. Love you.
Thank
Take care of your health.
You too.
அண்ட் இன்னி இந்த வீடியோ முடியலை. மை மெமரி ஆஃப் அஸ் ஆன நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸை ஷேர் பண்ணுறாங்க. இதையும் பார்த்துட்டு போயிருங்க.
When I think about My Memory of Us game, it's one of the best games that I've ever come across in my life. I've been telling this to my viewers in many live streams of mine, and I will cherish all the precious moments that I had while playing the game throughout my life. We all know that both of the kids were struggling together throughout their life for a better opportunity, for a better living. And when the moment really came, and it is just for only one kid, the boy without a second thought, he will give it to that girl, which was really amazing. And the impact that I had at the end of the game was like unforgettable in my life. And I wish to see more impactful games like this from Juggler Games. And thank you so much for this game, My Memory of Us. And thank you so much, Shiva, for the opportunity. Cheers.
That's nice. Thanks.
Hi, this is Mobius. I'm a YouTube streamer. I do story games, multiplayer games and co-op games in my channel in Tamil language. I'm a huge fan of indie games. I would always like to share so much of indie content on my channel. Thank you, PGYT, for having me and giving me this opportunity to share my views on My Memory of Us. Yeah, as I said, I just came to know about My Memory of Us in random search. For reference, I just saw a gameplay on YouTube. I fell in love with the game, so I just got the game. So when I started playing, in the beginning of the game, I just got so many new viewers and subscribers. Surprisingly, they stayed from start to the end. That still, I am very surprised with that moment, because when I stream AAA games, my concurrent viewers are so low. But for this My Memory of Us, I just got so many viewers and subscribers. A lot, yeah. The viewers felt the game is a little more different from what I've been playing for the past years. I used to fall in love with the game initially. The character design, the plot, and the gameplay is simply beautiful. My favorite part is like where this boy managed to save the cake and celebrated her birthday amidst the chaos. There's a lot of beautiful moments in the game, and the toughest part is where they both has to move from one side to another side in the cluster set of ways. That took hell of a tries, yeah. The beauty of this game is where Juggler Games managed to mix emotions and the friendship, especially the friendship. The way they portray the friendship is a beautiful thing in the entire game. Yeah. I couldn't control my tears at the end part, where he just met a old friend. The moment where they joined their hands and started running, the transition between the younger self and adulthood, while the man's voiceover just going on about about their friendship. The end part still really just shook me. Still, that stays close to my heart. Yeah, thank you, Juggler Games, for producing this gem of a game. I am always be glad that I just found this game and able to complete this game. Thank you, Juggler Games. Really, it means a lot. We have to thank you guys for producing this gem of a game. Yeah, I wish that Juggler Games could just develop so many games like My Memory of Us, because this kind of indie games has always have the potential to bring up the industry to the next level. Even if there are AAA games, I feel particularly indie games have the potential to bring the industry up. Like I said, I just saw Reggie saying, even if the AAA games are there, indie games are the thing that are necessary in the industry for the development and for the creativity. Yeah, that's all. So again, I'm thanking Juggler Games for producing this gem of a game and giving this gem of a game for us. Thank you, Juggler Games. You guys are rocking. Keep doing, And thank you PGYT once again for letting me to share my experience regarding my memory of us. Thank you guys, thank you. Yeah, as always, I have the potential to bring up the industry to the next level. Even if there are AAA games, I feel particularly indie games have the potential to bring the industry up. Like I said, I just saw Reggie saying, even if the AAA games are there, indie games are the thing that are necessary in the industry for the development and for the creativity. Yeah, that's all. So again, I'm thanking Juggler Games for producing this gem of a game and giving this gem of a game for us. Thank you, Juggler Games. You guys are rocking. Keep doing. And thank you PGYT once again for letting me to share my experience regarding my memory of us. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.